The honey buns are on top, but they're going to make me work for this one.
Good morning and welcome to day 16 on the AT. My name is Marissa. This is Rissaroams. It is a beautiful morning and the trail is starting out nice and cruisy, which I appreciate. I like to warm up a little bit before I'm thrown into big climbs. So I'm thanking the trail for this. Last night was a little different. Stayed in the shelter because it kind of started raining by the time I got there, and I didn't feel like looking for a place to pitch my tent. So I took the last spot. I was at Wayah Bald shelter. It says it sleeps 8. I was the 5th person, and let me tell you, no one else was fitting in that shelter. It was a very different crowd. I didn't know any of the people there last night except for Fancy Pants. But I do feel like, it's become clear she's a lot faster than me. And I think there's kind of been some distance between us. Just knowing we're not going to be around each other much longer. So we didn't talk too much. It was, very different. I missed the boys. I missed Kevin and Alex. Even though I just camped with them a night or two, I missed Purple Lotus and Tom. So it was kind of strange. It was also a very different vibe. I know that the Appalachian Trail is a bit of a party trail, but I haven't encountered that. But last night there was definitely a bit more drinking and smoking than I've seen so far. So to each their own. But my people were not at the shelter. So took my time getting ready to roll out this morning. Everyone here is pushing 15 miles for the most part. I'm doing 10 and a half today. And so we'll see who I have at the next shelter. Sparkle, who was my roommate at Chica and Sunsets, she got a late start yesterday, but she did make it in. I think I was already tucked in bed by the time she made it to the shelter, but happy to see she made it. She had to wait around in town for a package, but she ended up making the miles. So once again, beautiful morning, so thankful. So I just had, I assume he's a section hiker. That was the vibe I got. Asked me if there was something wrong with my leg. I said no. And he said he noticed that I take a much longer stride with my right leg than I do with my left. Which, who knows, maybe that's the root cause of some of the issues I've had. I'm not in terrible pain, but sometimes that right foot does go to sleep, and I do feel some tightness in that right calf. Occasionally on uphills, that is the foot that I have the most pain in. I don't have a ton, but when I have it, it's there. So I don't know. I wonder if my stride has something to do with it, or if my stride is a result of those issues. I don't know. So the guy who commented on my stride, he seems nice enough, but I caught back up to him and a few guys who had stopped for a snack, and when I rolled up, he was like, "Oh, there she is." And I don't know, I'm sure he's just being friendly, but I've never met this guy before, and I just don't really like that he's keeping tabs on me. I don't even know his name. So, I don't know. It just kind of weirds me out. Especially because all my people are ahead. And I'm with a whole new crew. And I just don't feel comfortable with them yet. I'm sure they're good. But it's hard to know. View from Copper Ridge Lookout. It's pretty. Gonna stop and have a few snacks. It is hot today, and I am feeling it. Oh my gosh, so sweaty, so thirsty. I've been drinking water, had electrolytes, probably gonna have more later. Oh goodness. Ooh, I can see the tower, almost there. This climb isn't the roughest. It's been pretty steady. My body feels fine. It's just so hot. Whew. Made it to the top of Wayah Bald. Laying down on this rock, cooling off after that climb feels so nice. It's so hot today.
That's a good one.
Well, just did the last little bit of hiking with a new friend named Emily, trail name The Flash. That was really good. I've been hiking alone, and she's definitely faster than me, but we hiked together for a little while, and it was good to chat and meet someone new. And so she is staying up at the top of Wayah Bald for a little while. She was dealing with some sun exposure issues, so she's gonna wait until it cools down a little bit, and she's gonna make it all the way to the knock. Bless her. I am just going 0.8 miles downhill to the next shelter, and then I'll go into the knock tomorrow. But yes, it's good making a new friend. Also, I don't know if you can tell, a little over a week ago when I was descending into Unicoi, I noticed some blisters on my fingers, and first I thought it was sun, and then I thought maybe it was wind after, washing my hands in ice cold water, and they never bothered me, didn't hurt, didn't itch until a couple nights ago, and someone was like, oh, it looks like an allergic reaction, or the lady that gave me a ride into town was a nurse practitioner. She thought it looked like ant bites. I'm like, they literally haven't hurt or itched at all until right now. I think they're just healing. And sure enough, they healed up while I was in Franklin. All the blisters were gone, but today, hiking in the sun, blisters are slowly starting to come back. So now we know it is in fact blisters from the sun. We will be much more diligent with putting sunscreen on our hands. Lessons learned. But like I said, they didn't bother me. But still, don't want to worry about that. So, left Wayah Bald a little while ago. It's about 0.8 miles from there to the shelter. And as I'm hiking, I text the boys and let them know that I miss them. And I'm excited to meet back up with them because, I just kind of miss having my people around. And they asked me where I was tenting, and told me that they tented on a ridge 0.3 miles from the puke shelter. So that kind of had me wondering. what was up. So I was actually passing by the campsite. I'm pretty sure they were talking about, um, and looked at the comments on Far Out, and it turns out that Wayah Bald shelter, there was a guy there puking for 3 days all around the shelter. And we are not trying to get noro. We have slept in some shelters, but uh, we're trying to be careful. So I went down, got water, then water source nearby, and then turned around and came back up here to where I'm pretty sure they camped last night. So we're setting up the Durston as we speak. We're right on this ridge. It's very nice, but this may be my first time camping alone. That's a little nerve-wracking. I know a few people behind me, but they may camp up top. And then Emily is behind me, but she is gonna be pushing on down to the knock. So I'll see her and say hello, but yeah, we'll see how tonight goes. There are definitely some pros to camping alone. I've got plenty of time to edit, and I can go to the bathroom without worrying about people seeing me, and I'm going to have a lovely view of sunset over there in just a minute. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little nervous. Guys, I'm not alone. Two girls walked past after everyone I knew already walked past and said that they would not be stopping. I believe their trail names are Tripping Turtle, who has a YouTube channel. I'll have to find out what that is, and Mojo. And so they are set up. I'm not alone. They're really nice, and yeah, they are more my pace and like to stop and enjoy the trail. We're bonding. I'm happy.